Good afternoon, Fantasy Fatballers. For the Week 14 recap, we're starting a new segment. A segment I like to call Fatball at the Movies. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and let's see what happened last week.
Hello?
Mr. Hit Me Baby?
We need to talk. Who is this? The name's
The Hornet. The Murder Hornet.
Let us hurry. There is nothing to fear here. That's what scares me. Give him the whip. No time to argue. Throw me the idol. I throw you the whip. Give me the whip. Adiós, señor.
Adios, Brittany.
I don't understand. What happened to all my points?
Make the call.
Emergency response.
Night goggles on. Clear. Ready to cut power. Breaching elevator doors now. We have 2 guards, bound, unconscious. Wait a minute.
Guys, someone's here! Someone's here! Take him down, now! I got him!
Alrighty, let's hop into our usual segments, recapping last week. Now, everyone had a meaningful matchup, whether that was trying to move on in the playoffs or trying to claw your way out of the Brittany Bowl. Now, we already saw the recap, so we're not going to recap too much, but let's talk biggest dumper. That's right, this week's biggest dumper is none other than Ryan Williams and the Baltimore defense. Now, if you're telling me I was going into a Monday night game and I needed 2 points from any position in the entire world on any player I picked up at any point from the waivers or in the draft, I'd probably feel pretty good at my ability to do that. Now, that was the case for Ryan. He went in with I think, probably number 4 defense overall this season in the Baltimore defense. And he needed 2 points to knock off the number 1 seed. Here I am texting him, trying to make video ideas for Rocky Balboa training and taking down the Russian, and the 8 seed moving forward in the playoffs, taking down the 1 seed. And the Ravens defense scores -4 points. Ryan! I'm pretty sure the Jets defense scored more than that. Like, come on. You need to get into your locker room and make sure your players have the right mindset going into next year, because it's playoffs. You need to go in there, smash watermelons like Mike McCarthy. You need to do something, because your players, they're just not in it. Their heart's not in it. And because of that, you suffered a big dump. Probably should have started with Nelson Alcabar. If you started Nelson, you would have won. Woo! All right, let's move on.
Whoa.
Cheated.
Now, there's a couple Tim Beckmans this week, but none of them, I guess, are truly Tim Beckmans. Now, these are not players that were necessarily injured, but they did goose. So we'll start with Jeff Rollins and the Corona antibody. Now, granted, Leonard Fournette was not injured. He doesn't have any ailments besides just being terrible, I guess. I don't know. Bald. Pretty bad. Anyway, he was a healthy scratch for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which was released Sunday morning. I was here. I knew about it. Was waiting to see if Jeff was going to do anything about it. He didn't. Granted, he probably knew it didn't matter because he lost by like 40 points or something like that. And I was here I was rooting for Jeff Rollins, thinking, maybe hope against hope he could take down Nick Russo so I wouldn't have to sweat this week and just like cakewalk to the championship. But not only is his team just terrible, but he's starting players who aren't on the actual NFL football field for 0.0 points. Could have been a biggest dumper. We'll leave it with Tim Beckmans. There are a couple others. Let's move down to the Brittany Bowl matchup with Ray and Q. So, little commentary in the text chat last Sunday about this, but Mike Williams, 0. Devontae Parker, 0. Now, both these players were supposed to play this week, and they started active, at least questionable, for each of their respective NFL teams, but like first, second play, they went down with an injury, and there they were in the lineup. Whew. Don't start injured players. Don't do it. If you have a player that's going to be injured, don't start him. Duh. You should be able to know that. Haha, let's move on. All right. Let's talk matchups. Now, we only have 3 games of value this week, as we have the 2 semifinal matchups for the playoff run in the hunt for $200 and Captain Crank. And then we have our Brittany Bowl final. Let's start there. Talking about EIB, projected at 107.4, and Hit Me Baby, projected at 103.1. Now, both of these rosters have struggled through multiple injuries and just general ineptitude of managers, but this should be a pretty good matchup. If we look through the history of the league this year, we'll notice that Q beat BJ in Week 7. 107-78? Yikes. But let's go recently. Teams were a lot more similar. Week 13, Q won 107 again to 61. Now, Brandon is projected to win this week, but it's anyone's guess. Good luck, boys. I hope you like making videos. Let's move on. Tight Little N's your commissioner against Cali Drunks. Now, we faced off in Week 13, in which Nick took my behind and sawed it off and then served it to me. Yikes. He's projected to win again this week at 154 points to 17.6. Now, anything can happen. I really don't expect all of the favored teams to win, so maybe this is maybe this is the matchup where the underdog pulls it off. Finally, let's look at Big Wop against Brownout. Now, Brownout finally has some players back healthy, although it looks like his quarterback may not be doing too well this Thursday night. Number 1 wide receiver is out. Mike Williams not there to catch any balls. We'll see what happens. Currently, Big Wop is projected to lose 135 to 136. If we go back to week 5 when we were playing interdivision matchups, rank 1. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to have to look around the league. Honestly, I'm most interested to see this Brittany Bowl matchup. But I'm sure we'll all be paying attention to all 3 games this week, as there's a lot at stake. Good luck watching football. Don't get too stressed out, and I'll see you all next week. Commissioner, signing off.